Blackley Construction, your rural and pipeline specialists. Civil pipeline installation, metal screening plant, wind farm development, pipe drilling for water mains, electrical and telecommunication ducts, land drainage and irrigation pipeline installation.
Well, about 1960, this small contracting business came up and it included one of those. So I thought that was the way to go. Most of what we did was done with dumpy levels and boning rods behind the back actor there, and we'd get off and grade the bottom of the trench out, and then we would lay those field tiles one at a time. We just progressed from there and did a lot of work up here for the Department of Agriculture under their umbrella, and they trained us. They trained us how to survey, use levels and get the falls, all the things that were necessary for the drainage. And I think we were one of the early people that trenched and overflow plastic tubing into the ground. We tried several different lasers until they could come up with the right gradable laser. And it changed things quite dramatically overnight between the laying of pipes, tiles and the laying of plastic tubing and then lasers, and it cut 2 people out of the operation. The forward speed that we managed to do, we went from doing 1,000 feet a day to doing 1,000 metres a day. I class it similar to an insurance policy. You know, if you have a mishap with a vehicle and you haven't got an insurance policy, well, you're down the tubes. And the same thing if it rains like billy-o and you're farming, grassland farming or ploughing or whatever the case may be, if you haven't got drainage, you've got problems. Yeah, so that's touched briefly on our land drainage, and of course Kevin has come along and he's had other ideas, fresher ideas.
I'm Kevin Blackley of Blackley Construction, Palmerston North. It's a family-owned business run by 3 brothers and our father at present. I've been involved with the business since 1980. Most of my time's been on the rural farms doing farm work. We come out, peg jobs out and give that data to the trencher drivers, and then the trencher drivers put the pipe in the ground. Probably 90% of our work now is gravel backfill. Currently the trenching machines are run on the laser, which you can see set up there. But in the future we hope to do that with GPS.
Mould ploughing is an important component of a land drainage scheme. Given the right soil conditions, mould drains dramatically improve the movement of soil moisture into the trenched lateral.
Right, this is Hayden. It's a 460 hectare sheep and beef property in Masterton. The property is quite wet in the winter. The hills are not too bad, but the flats, the water comes up through the shingle and obviously comes off the hills. This particular paddock is very wet. I find it, you can't walk through it, the paddock in boots.
A little bit about myself. I worked for Massey University. I ran the Drainage Extension Service for 25 years, and I'm now employed as a pipe consultant doing drainage and soil mapping. With all good projects you need good information, and to do that we started with a contour plan and an EM map. Coupled with that we've moved forward from the laser, and of course we use GPS, RTK GPS, and accurate to within 2 centimetres, and so we can now produce very good, accurate contour maps. By getting that soil water down lower in the profile, allows for better utilisation, and I think this is probably one of the key factors in drainage, is that without drainage you can grow the grass, but with the drainage you can actually utilise the feed better and not so much feed is left behind. Again, with the water table lower means you can get onto the soil earlier, get your crops in and be ahead of the undrained people. We use Nexus pipe, and the Nexus pipe, as against an overflow, pipe. The advantages are the smooth bore allows for more water, and it also allows us to lay it on a slightly flatter grade. So we were able to utilise the Nexus 160mm in the watercourse, and this is working extremely well at the moment, which you can see. And the 100mm pipe, of course, again with the smooth bore, as against an overflow with corrugations, is much more efficient in removing the water from the mould drains.
110mm Nexus delivers 49% greater flow than NovaFlow.
Drainage isn't a cheap exercise. As one farmer said to me recently, it was like buying the farm again. The benefits, though, far outweigh the problems that you experience through not draining, and in general it appears that within 5 years money has been returned again, and that again depends on the farming operation. Like if a dairy farm, cropping, the money can be back in 1 or 2 years, and then you have an insulation for the rest of its life, provided again it's been installed correctly. And I'd say Nexus pipe with gravel backfill, mould drained, is going to last you a very long time. Here we use Blackley contractors who have been around the Manawatu wire wrapper for a long time. Kevin's father, Graeme, actually started in Carterton many years ago, and Kevin is now coming back into the area again. I think it's important to pick a good contractor to do the installation. Someone has good experience, been around for a number of years.
The drainage went in about 3 months ago now, so it's only early days in the process, but the ground is already not waterlogging as it would in the past, making vehicle access a lot better, and stock pugging is reduced. The whole experience of putting the drainage in has been good. Blackley's did an excellent job. They turned up on time with top-notch equipment and guys that knew what they were doing. They were efficient, quick, and when they were all finished up, you know, I knew what was going on, and it was all done properly and correctly.
Land drainage, the one investment on your property that never sleeps. For outstanding workmanship and results, call the team at Blackley Construction.